remainder of this week. If I do have enough lifeguard applications, but if you know anyone else that wants to apply, they would have till like Monday. So if you know any other youngsters that want to become lifeguard certified, so it's always crunch time. Hopefully the weather will cooperate. As I believe I mentioned at the last meeting, I get the two meetings sometimes mixed up. We did have some damages from the floods to both the sewer plant as well as the raw water intake, and a 4-inch line that's in the river was damaged, and all that is a fairly significant amount of money, the total damage. Because of our damage come from the first flood, and then if you remember, it was like boom, there was another flood. So because of the second flood, they postponed some of the stuff from the first one, now regrouping. So our first recovery scoping meeting is scheduled for tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. FEMA will be here in person to meet with me and employees at the two plants about those damages. So hopefully we get that process rolling as quickly as possible to get that, to get those things repaired. Some of it we've obviously had to already repair, and we're just trying to recoup it. The March 11th meeting that's in your packet.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Rowe.
I'll second it.
Second by Mr. Keith. Any questions? Any questions? All right, hearing none, all in favor, on appointments tonight. The timing was kind of odd. Chief Fugit had reached his retirement date sometime back, and was kind of undecided really till the last minute on whether he was going on that date or not. And then as it worked out, it was like following right around the meeting, and he didn't have his paperwork done and everything. So last meeting was his last meeting, but he wasn't approved for his retirement, so we wasn't ready to announce it. But he did retire, and is happily retired, seems like it. I've talked to him several times. He don't seem to be as bored as he thought he would. He's out to eat tonight. And after some, it was obvious right off that the person that we needed to be interim chief was somebody who's been with the city of Louisa for many, many years, filled various positions all through the police agency through the years, as well as all of his dedicated volunteerism at the fire department that he's done all through the years. And so I made the executive decision to appoint him as interim chief, and Bud swore him in the day Greg left. So he's been our acting interim chief ever since that day. And tonight we would like to make 2 appointments and kind of a promotional type deal inside the police department. And we will start, I'm gonna come down front if that's all right. If not, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so I'll come down front. Teddy also serves as the dreaded code enforcement officer. Good job.
Hunter James solemnly swear or affirm you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this Commonwealth, and be faithful and true to the Commonwealth of Kentucky, so long as you continue a citizen thereof, and that you will faithfully execute to the best of your ability, Police Sergeant of the City of Louisa, according to law. And do you further solemnly swear or affirm that since the adoption of the present Constitution, you being a citizen of this state, have not fought or do with deadly weapons within this state, nor out of it, nor have you sent or accepted a challenge to fight or do with deadly weapons, nor have you acted as a second in carrying a challenge, nor aided or assisted any person thus offending, so help you God.
All the things we can do, there's a lot of things cross your mind that, you know, you get in your mind, maybe sometimes somebody out of town might come in and be a change and this, and I weighed every odd, but every minute of thinking of all that, my mind kept coming back to somebody that I know has been his heart and his soul has been with Louisa since he's come here. I don't know, do you remember when you started?
Police department in 2008, and then fire department in '99.
So he's been all those years, and he's been probably through most of the ranks at the police department, I imagine, and he's been faithful to us all through. And so I was like, I know we're picking somebody here that's one of us, that's going to be one of us, that's going to take care of us, somebody we can trust, somebody we can be proud of, and it's a lot of responsibility, and I understand that, and we lay all that on him tonight, and he's to be commended to do it for the pay he has, because we're small, we can't pay as much as Ashland or wherever, and for him to step up and do it for the pay he's doing it for, he's certainly to be commended, and I hope the entire city will respect him in his new position. And so with that, Stephen, congratulations.
The Constitution is enacted to the best of your ability as police chief, city of Louisa, according to law. And do you solemnly swear or affirm that since the adoption of the present Constitution, you being a citizen of this state, have not fought or do with deadly weapons within this state nor out of it, nor have you sent or accepted a challenge to fight or do with deadly weapons, nor have you acted as second in carrying a challenge, nor aided or assisted any person thus offending, so help you God.
On the agenda, resolution, we do this every year, so forgive me if I'm redundant, but resolution, municipal road day cooperative program agreement, basically that says whenever anybody buys gas, a portion of that gas comes back to the city as tax for the road improvements, and we have two choices. We can take that money monthly, equal allotments of 12 payments, or you can take it in a cooperative agreement as spelled out in here where they give you a percentage up front, and then so many months in another percentage, but the big kicker is they keep 3% of it and put it in a fund like an emergency fund. And so everybody that participates in the program gives 3% of their fund, puts it in a fund, and then if we have an emergency, like flood wash out a road, a bridge, a tile, and anything like that that's above our normal, like we don't have the resources to fix that type of problem, we can draw from this fund to fix it with. We have participated in it for about the last 7 or 8 years. We've used it once when we had a slip on River Avenue and paid $45,000 to help us fix that slip with. So we've been doing it for about the last 7 or 8 years. You see on page 1, it's like the total amount $62,628.71, and then it's broken up in different payments throughout. You get $36,450 up front. That is up a little bit from the year before, which I believe was about 58. So if y'all choose to participate in the 3% emergency fund, we would sign this agreement and send it back. If you choose not to, you would be taking all your money instead of giving 3%, but if you had a big emergency, you wouldn't have that sort of insurance to fall back on. Any questions? Second by Keith, any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, and Rita, we'll need you all, for the last several years, we've been taking all of our city trash to Republic Services down on the Industrial Parkway. The disposal fee's $21.63 per ton, and, some kind of host fees or whatever, $1.75 a ton. That's the same exact price it was last year, if you can believe it. It did not go up. So, obviously, I recommend we renew it for another year. Motion by Mr. Farland,
I'll second.
second by Mr. Rowe. Any questions? All right, almost ready. But I will have it ready at the next meeting. That would be hopefully first reading, and then, June would be second reading, and we'll be fine. If worse comes to worse and there's any hiccups, we might have to have one special meeting, but I don't foresee it. After the budget workshop, I believe everybody's, pretty understanding of what it will look like, and we'll be able to move forward, so.
And, we also authorized the mayor to enter into, a long-term lease, on city tire property. And I believe that, anything else?
Yeah, that's all.
Okay.
All right, any questions? Hearing none. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Motion by Ms.